You are my idea of customer service.
Come on, man. That line's about as old as that sweater you got on.
Well, I tell you what, you find me a study that shows that the robotic approach is better than the standard CT surgery, and I will consider it.
Consider this. Everyone's replaceable if they don't play ball, even you.
Breaking news from the entertainment world today. Malcolm Jamal Warner, a favorite actor from the 80s hit The Cosby Show, has died. Warner drowned off the coast of Costa Rica yesterday. Costa Rica National Police telling ABC News his official cause of death was asphyxia.
I just wanted to shout out and just spread some love and some good cheer. Just wanted to remind you, as I remind myself, that no matter what's going on, there's always a reason to smile. Reason you can't find a reason to smile, then that's probably the best time to be the reason for somebody else to smile.
You might want to sit down for this one, because what we're about to say, no one saw coming. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the man who helped define Black TV excellence in the 80s and stayed in the game for decades, has just passed away. Yeah, let that sink in. Malcolm wasn't just a sitcom star. He wasn't just Theo Huxtable. He was a symbol of cool, smart, Black boy joy before that was even a thing. And now, the world is reeling from the news of his sudden and tragic death, allegedly from drowning during a family trip. This video, it's not just about how he died, it's about how he lived. We're walking through his incredible journey, from a bright-eyed kid to a cultural icon. So, if you grew up watching The Cosby Show or ever said, "Man, Theo was my favorite," this one's for you. Let's rewind the tape. Malcolm Jamal Warner was born on August 18th, 1970 in Jersey City, New Jersey. He wasn't born into Hollywood. Nah, far from it. His mother, Pamela, raised him solo and made it her mission to support her son's dreams. She even became his manager later on. That's real mom energy. And his name? That was intentional too. Malcolm for Malcolm X. Jamal for jazz legend Ahmad Jamal. This boy was literally named for greatness. By age 9, Malcolm was already studying acting, and he took it seriously. While most kids were riding bikes and watching cartoons, he was memorizing monologues and sharpening his craft. That hustle, that came early. Eventually, he landed a spot at New York's prestigious professional children's school, where talent was the tuition. This wasn't just some fluke. He put in the work. So how did a kid from Jersey end up on the biggest show on television? Simple: talent and timing. In 1984, NBC launched a massive casting search for a sitcom about a Black upper-middle-class family. They saw hundreds of kids, but one stood out. That kid was Malcolm. At just 14, he was cast as Theo Huxtable, and America instantly fell in love.
Use a chair and a bed and a few clothes, but other than that, I've got everything I need.
Theo wasn't perfect, and that's what made him real. He was funny, sarcastic, sometimes lazy, but always lovable. And y'all remember that episode where Theo got a life lesson about money? Classic. Emmy-worthy stuff. And he did get nominated for real in 1986.
Just how much money do you need?
About $2,500.
Well, have you taken out a loan before?
No.
Well, this doesn't look good.
The Cosby Show was a cultural earthquake, and Malcolm, he was at the epicenter. Now, a lot of child stars fade out once their big show ends. Not Malcolm. When The Cosby Show wrapped in '92, he leveled up. He starred in his own sitcom, Malcolm and Eddie, with Eddie Griffin. That show ran for 4 seasons and became a staple of 90s Black comedy.
Your date last night must have been very successful.
No, man, it wasn't even like that. We just sat up and talked all night.
But Malcolm wasn't just about laughs. He directed episodes of all that, Kenan and Kel, and more. And if you listened closely on PBS, he voiced the producer on the Magic School Bus. Yep, that was him.
Oh, I don't believe this. I'm supposed to be on vacation. Hello, Magic School Bus, producer speaking.
And when it came to music, Warner had bars. Not hip-hop, but jazz poetry. Smooth, introspective, powerful. In 2015, he won a Grammy for a collab with Robert Glasper and Lala Hathaway. The man had range. As the 2000s rolled in, Malcolm only got more versatile. He acted in shows like Jeremiah.
So it's White Clairfield. You know, there's another town a lot closer.
I hear a lot of people have been going to Clairfield lately for trade.
Major Crimes, Read Between the Lines, The Resident.
Yeah, well, let's just say I do have religious objection
I worship this beard, right?
And 911.
My name is Amir.
Hi, Amir.
And I shouldn't be here.
He was no longer the kid star. He was the seasoned vet, bringing depth and class to every role. And in 2024, he launched a podcast, Not All Hood. And y'all, it was powerful. He tackled mental health in the Black community, especially among men. He said, "We're not taught to be vulnerable, but we need to be." That quote that's gonna live forever. Malcolm kept his personal life private, but that didn't stop the headlines. He had some high-profile romances that had folks talking. Let's start with Michelle Thomas, aka Myra from Family Matters. They met on the Cosby Show set and dated for years. When she tragically died from cancer in 1998, Malcolm was at her side. That kind of love, it leaves a mark.
When I think about the people who have been most inspirational to me, I'd have to put Michelle at the top of that list.
Then there was Karen Molina White. They kept it super low-key for nearly 7 years. She said they shared a deep emotional connection, even though they never got married or had kids.
Yes, it got to a low after Malcolm and Eddie. I did do The Proud Family shortly after that, and that was voiceover. But then the roles started, less and less. There wasn't another series regular for a while after that. But, that's part of the journey. But I think, too, for me personally.
But the most public relationship, Regina King. And oh boy, that one had layers. They dated for 2 years and everyone thought wedding bells were coming. But in 2013, it ended ugly. Regina admitted later that the breakup was so bad, she didn't get out of bed for 3 days. Malcolm never publicly responded, but insiders say there were trust issues and emotional distance.
And also, I spent more of my adult life in long-term relationships than not.
By 2015, he shocked fans by announcing he had a daughter and a wife. No names, no red carpets, just a quiet reveal with a photo. It was the most Malcolm way to share big news.
There was a moment where I realized, so when people say, when you know, that's what that feeling is.
Of course, Malcolm had his share of storms. After the Cosby Show,
So we added another $5,000 for accidentals.
the offers slowed. Hollywood didn't know what to do with a smart, Black, poetic man who didn't fit into a box. He spoke openly about battling depression and feeling lost in the early 2000s. He turned to music and poetry to stay grounded. That wasn't just art, it was survival. And when the Bill Cosby allegations exploded, people looked to the cast. Malcolm didn't take sides, but he didn't stay silent. He said, "It's painful, and I believe in accountability, but I also believe in compassion for victims." It was a tightrope walk, and not everyone liked
He was also known to be difficult on set at times. Perfectionist energies, some called it. But even his critics admitted he was always prepared and deeply professional. By the time 2025 rolled around, Malcolm wasn't just doing okay, he was thriving. With an estimated net worth of $8 million, he'd built a quiet empire. Royalties from rerounds, directing gigs, podcast deals, and investments made him more than comfortable. He stayed out of the tabloids, mentored Black actors, and protected his family at all costs. And in one of his final podcast episodes, he said, "If I go tomorrow, I know I lived with purpose." That line hits different now. Now, this is the part that's hardest to say. On July 21, 2025, Malcolm Jamal Warner was found unresponsive while swimming during a family vacation in Costa Rica. Authorities say it was a drowning accident. No alcohol, no foul play, just a tragic, devastating moment. He was 54. The man who gave us so much light left us in darkness. His wife and daughter, both very private, are asking for time and space to grieve. And we respect that. But man, it hurts. The internet lit up the second the news broke. Tempest Bledsoe Vanessa called him her brother forever. Felicia Rashad said he was the son she never had to raise. Eddie Griffin posted a crying emoji with the words, "Rest easy, partner." Even Regina King broke her silence and posted a single broken heart emoji with a black and white photo of them from happier times. Fans are using the hashtag #ThankYouTheo to share memories. It's a digital love letter to the boy we watched grow into a man. So here's what we'll remember. The boy with the confident smirk and the big heart. The man who could act, direct, write poetry, and speak truth. The friend who stayed loyal. The lover who felt deeply. The father who protected his peace. Malcolm Jamal Warner didn't die a legend. He lived like one. Rest in power, Malcolm. You changed the game, and we'll never forget. Drop your favorite Theo moment or quote in the comments and hit that subscribe. We got more stories coming soon, but this one